Incredible 9-year-old singer who made it all the way to the semifinals of this season's America's Got Talent.
What's your name and how old are you?
My name is Celine and I'm 9 years old.
Celine Tam stunned everyone by revealing strong vocals on America's Got Talent. However, many failed to notice the pressure behind her grin. Behind it there were murmurs of brilliant brightness, rigorous standards, and a little girl with lofty aspirations on a little shoulders. Notoriety arrived quickly, but so did she had the burden of making other people proud. Dazzling moment concealing a quiet battle. Come along as we reveal the backstory of the strong voice that everyone honors the child star Celine today. The birth of Tam took place on November 22nd. Born to devoted parents in Hong Kong in 2007, Doris Tam and Steve from the beginning for her, music was like her heartbeat. Particularly the vocal component, even as if she had something truly special as a little toddler. Her voice had a certain enchantment, and her parents observed something amazing when she was shocked to learn that she was just 3 years old. Their young daughter sang all of the words to the stirring song, "Heart Will Go On." By that moment, Celine Dion wasn't only poignant, it seemed to be a sign for what kind of future she ought to go for. The song ultimately turned into her most remarkable performance, and it was the initial indication that she was intended for something significant, and it wasn't long until people began to comment that she sounded just like the famous person being brought up in a musically rich home. Assisted her father Steve Tam's talent developed organically. Contributed significantly to that. As a voice, he is a personal trainer and music educator. Was able to assist her in singing in a way that was well and protected, and he knew who she was. Talent early on and ensured that she's singing beautifully, not just loudly, as he gently led her with heart. Selecting music appropriate for her age and voice, and ensured that her instruction was never too much for her. Despite everything, Celine was also a music lover throughout her life. Typical student, she attended a nearby school in Hong Kong and consistently performed well. Her ascent to fame in her classrooms didn't shift that her parents put a lot of effort into maintaining equilibrium. But they didn't simply desire a vocalist, they desired their daughter to have a positive upbringing, cherishes a good heart, and a keen intellect. And that's precisely what took place. Celine improved not just as a musician, but also intelligent in school, and involved in a lot of. Steve was also quite interested in other things. As she developed musically, he didn't only instruct her on how to strike the appropriate notes, showed her how to experience each song's emotions, narrate a tale using her voice, and demonstrate how to her presence to illuminate the stage for her benefit. He served in two capacities: devoted father and someone else as her. In addition, Doris is a committed coach. Her mother performed a soft yet equally crucial aspect. She ensured Celine's schoolwork was always remembered and maintained the home calm and furnished with all the emotional support that a developing youngster requires. Steve and Doris made the ideal couple team, ensuring their daughter received both, keeping her feet planted on the floor while she dreams. Long before she did, she grabbed for the sky. Amazed everyone on America's Got Talent. Ability, and Celine had already begun singing in 2017. Her musical journey on smaller venues started when she was just 5 years old. Was when she participated in a children's choir. Let's Sing Kids is a Chinese contest. Her charming performances soon won her popular among fans, despite the fact that she didn't wind up taking home the entire show. Previously seen something unusual about her, then she made a go on China's Got Talent in 2014. Talent performing tunes that were made popular by Celine Dion. The crowd was incredibly moved, and she overcame the initial rounds, but the top reward slid once more beyond her, but none of it made her quit. In reality, it simply made her fall in love. The very following year, she continued to sing, volunteered once more, and went to the audition for Even Though She Didn't. Britain's Got Talent achieved success in that competition as well. Her bravery was remarkable. She was a little A girl who had huge dreams and didn't fear of any level, regardless of how large or how distant from home. Rather than allowing those to spite obstacles, Celine persisted. She gave public performances and concerts, displays throughout the mainland and Hong Kong, China. Every time she sang, she gained knowledge, something fresh, and she improved with each show and rose to fame in her hometown, the nation's entertainment industry. She also appeared on numerous TV programs, which was beneficial. She acquires even more experience. These initial actions increased her self-assurance and readied her for a bigger thing. The year then arrived. 2007. Celine, at 9 years old, walked onto America's Got Talent's big stage. From the time she stood in season 12 standing in front of the judges, could see she wasn't your typical kid. The singer exuded confidence and grace, and a voice so powerful and full of emotion that it seemed unreal to come from her. Singing did not move for someone so young. Not just the judges, but millions of viewers worldwide. Just like that, a young Hong Kong girl won hearts all throughout the world. Watch this space for information on how she won over everyone's affection for Celine's moment when the doors opened on America's Got Talent opened, and Celine Tam, age 9, entered the America's Got Talent stage. No one in the auditorium was aware of the talent. How unique this moment would be. With a glimmer in her eyes and a bashful smile, she occupied the spotlight. The interested audience, she wore a basic dress with stripes in navy, utilizing both hands to grip the microphone, while her judges were surrounded by softly glowing lights. Simon, Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, and Mel Cowell observed without realizing that the girl in front of them was going to blast them away. Celine gave her introduction, kindly stating her identity to the panel and age. Then, in a soft voice like hers presence, she admitted that being on there was more to America's Got Talent than it was an amazing dream of hers, kept near her heart for a very long time. Sensing something, everyone leaned in. A moment of magic was about to occur. She chuckled afterward and informed the judges of her parents' amusing little family secret. Adored Celine, the well-known Canadian vocalist. They named their daughters after Dion. She was Celine after her, and her younger Dion was the sister. And the judges chuckled with Mel questioned the obvious, and Delight wonder whether her parents were actually such ardent admirers. Celine nodded cheerfully, and she went on to say, "Yes, of course they were." On to explain how it all began. One day, she and her father were driving while abruptly she started singing, "My Heart Will." Her father was in disbelief and was unable to accept the information he was receiving. That was her voice was heard for the first time. Genuinely shine. And from that point on there was no turning back. As the discussion, Simon Cowell went on to say that always the one with a keen wit joked that her favorite Celine Dion must be the artist. As her parents chuckled and nodded, just off stage, they exchanged a proud when asked about her greatest dream. She smiled. Once more, Simon speculated in jest that he believed she desired to be the next Celine Dion. But with the same level of candor, Celine claimed that only a child could give her the greatest fantasy was truly becoming a reality. Immediately there on that stage when, "What song have you prepared?" Simon said. She verified that everyone was now anticipating naturally. It was going to be before beginning the performance. Celine Dion's song Celine inhaled the tune as the first the room, and her lips exchanged notes. Her voice was so strong and clean that I went mute. Around the lyrics like silk. It was difficult to think that such power could originate from a tiny person. As she sung, the audience's inability to hold the chorus returned. They sprang to their feet and cheered. Midway through the concert, her voice filled the theater where emotion permeates the room's corner. And when the note rang out, the audience gave her a really roaring cheers. All 4 judges were present. Their applauding and clapping feet Simon, who was renowned for his persistently mocking questions about whether someone else had been performing for her. Celine gave him a sly smile and told him it was truly her. He inquired one again just to be yes, and when she confirmed it again, he looked in awe and informed her that she was backstage. Howie Mandel was amazing. Her voice reminded him that he was still in awe. Celine Dion herself called him, she is a miniature version of the famous person. The performance was nothing, he stated. Celine's time on AGT was simply incredible. Didn't end there. She went on to proceeded to the semifinal rounds, gaining more affection in the process despite not being able to attend the finals. The gifted Darcy Lynn Farmer, the 12-year-old ventriloquist, ultimately prevailed. Celine had already left her for the season. Mark praised her fans after the performance. With delight in her voice, she discussed how her life had drastically transformed. People were identifying her and requesting taking her photos and treating her like a celebrity. It was unreal, she remarked, and fantastic. Among the most memorable, her trip included elements that came after her audition. Celine Dion's real self contacted. She wrote her a heartfelt message congratulating her performance and extending an invitation to her family to see her Las Vegas performance. The invitation didn't make much sense. Celine felt as though her dreams had actually come full circle, even though she lost. The journey of Celine Tam in the competition. Millions of people were moved by her, from her first appearance on stage to her final. Observe that she displayed that age to the world doesn't restrict skills or aspirations. Truly possible with a little bravery, heart, and a voice that may change the world. By appearing in America's Got Talent, made a big splash. Celine's gateway to numerous opportunities that appear in Ellen's program. Even though Celine Tam was unable to America's Got Talent's grand finale, her journey didn't stop there. In season 12, as soon as she left the show, she received a touching request to perform on Ellen DeGeneres' program, which gave her a fresh sense of enthusiasm. Already incredible journey. Celine was just 9 years old at the time. Stood with assurance in the brilliant Ellen sung How Far Under the Stage Lights. From the Disney film Moana, I'll Go was the same lovely tune that she had performed in the semifinals earlier. On the night of the semifinal on AGT, many people were moved by the performance. She was warned by Judge Simon Cowell that she couldn't. Heidi Klum, have you done it any better? I liked her delivery and control. Applauding her performance of the song, but not everyone experienced Mel B in the same way. Believed the song was from the Spice Girls could have been a bit too large for a young person. In spite of the mix, Celine gave it her all in her response. However, the following day, she was one of 6 those who were sent home as competitors, while she didn't make it to the final round. Spirit stayed elevated. She was content and thankful for the remarkable Los Angeles experience. On her Celine's Instagram page posted a charming message stating her departure from Los Angeles, although she didn't say whether she would be returning to Hong Kong, correct? However, it was evident how much she had a good time in this city, creating recollections of meeting new individuals and engaging in such large-scale performances. But for Celine, performing in front of a large audiences weren't a novel concept in 2015. She had already sampled some fame after making an appearance on Little Big Shots with Jeffrey Lee. You Raise Me Up stirring duet turned into a YouTube viral success. With a large audience, their harmony moved them around. That at the same time, she tried out for in season 10 of Britain's Got Talent. She passed the preliminary stages, but sadly, it didn't make it to the live. Demonstrates that none of that stopped her. In the months preceding America's Talented, Celine kept herself occupied, taking part in various performances and charitable gatherings across Hong Kong and China. Every performance aided in her development, as she continued to concentrate on both her dreams and the satisfaction of contributing through music. While the results are displayed on another heartwarming moment on Wednesday night, captured the interest of all as a finalist. They called Christian Guardino to the stage. Celine stepped softly next to him to assist. Some viewers were able to locate him, initially perplexed and wondering why she moved forward, although it was evident that she was merely being considerate. Christian, the 16-year-old competitor, had gone through total blindness previously and occasionally lost his vision once more when he felt worried or overburdened. Celine's it was a silent gesture, not an error. Later, Celine shared an act of kindness. Another lovely online thank you note everyone who helped her during the tournament. She also took a moment to tell her admirers to constantly assist individuals in need, regardless of their size, or the deed may seem insignificant. But she explained how she was thrilled to see Christian once more. Eventually, as he didn't make it to Celine's trip to the finals, it was always about more than just winning. The love, friendships, and lessons. Despite the fact that she earned her America's Got Talent chapter arrived, her narrative was far from ended when it came to an end. Because many people became intrigued by their way of living, and at that moment, they discovered something actually devastating. Contentious claims and critiques. Undoubtedly, every step in the spotlight comes with its own times of overwhelm, and it appears that Celine's choice to take part in the show America's Got Talent kicked off, requiring a great deal of public scrutiny and critiques. Despite her amazing voice, people all throughout the world were astounded by her father soon came into focus. Steve Tam, who also acts as her spokesperson coach. As her notoriety increased, people started to wonder whether he was taking advantage of her achievement for his personal gain. Others even charged him with removing pupils from Nancy, a well-known local star. Citizen Steve. In the midst of all this attention, Tam recently raised her voice at a public